person.
I don't even see that much good reason for the Shadow Demon here, but
It's a good save against the Bane.
it is a good save versus the Bane.
It owns the Bloodseeker. We said it yesterday.
Do you think there's any other saving
Dire
hero that's
team
left?
ban.
I mean, I suppose the Dazzle already gone. The Bane's there.
Shadow Demon owns Bloodseeker.
Whoa, the Dazzle was never banned away. They could have gone the Dazzle. Why
No, but Shadow Demon owns Bloodseeker. I've been saying it all day.
Fine.
You purge him when he runs at you. He ruptures somebody and tries to use Blood Right. You just
10
disrupt them.
seconds remaining.
Ownage. And then Bane tries to grip somebody. Disrupt them. Ownage.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. Got you. I got you.
And PPD just really gets
I mean, the main thing, the difference that I see out of all the things you said is the fact that Shadow Demon brings a Disable versus Bane, whereas Dazzle does not. I mean, not really.
male. I can't even comprehend that I'm 9 years older than him, and he's like 9 times better than me at Dota. It's a depressing life.
Maybe you've just gotten slow with age.
That's definitely not it.
Imagine Samael could be playing this game for another 9 years.
I hope I'm not casting in another 9 years.
Oh, wow.
34 and casting.
I hope I'm still casting.
I would be...
Wow, you consider that a
10
failure?
seconds remaining.
No, not a failure.
Excuse me?
Man,
What's Dota?
It was like the next Sumail comes along, and then I
Radiant
realize
team
I'm more than double his age. And I'm just like, what did I do?
How do you think somebody like Red Eye feels?
Yeah, but Red Eye's a host. If I could transition into like a producer or something, sports, I could maybe do that. Or I could just handle wrangling. I like that word, wrangling. Wrangling players.
Wrangle people?
Yeah.
Brewed by the band away by Team Empire, Viper by EG.
10
You still
seconds
need
remaining.
a mid. No. I mean, Team Empire can actually do so
5
much here. They
seconds
can run
remaining.
offlane Undying, Lina Bane as a support duo,
They
and
needed
have
a
a
core.
Dragonite
Dire team
mid.
pin.
And EG need they need another support, I will guess. And that support,
What's left?
okay.
Crystal Main's still in the pool.
All right.
Rubik's still in the pool. Rubik versus Bane.
Black,
like
you
it.
think another Enigma? Okay, I would like that actually. That'd be pretty neat. Okay.
Did you like
10
make some sort of
seconds
motion?
remaining.
The
He
black
made the
hole
motion.
motion? Okay.
Okay, I think it'll be
5 seconds remaining.
give us a Death Prophet. Even if it
What?
doesn't make sense. I don't know, dude.
Reserve
Wait, this is a
mode.
serious game. I
Why
forgot.
don't you just...
5
EG needs to
seconds
win this
remaining.
game.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they can't mess
Witch
around.
Doctor or...
It's a
Rubik?
Zeus. Dang.
Oh, they go for the support Earthshaker still. So
Okay.
Clockwork.
Then there's got to be an AUI Earthshaker? Ooh. Oh no, it's an AUI
Shadow
Shadow
Demon.
Demon. He must have done something to make PPD mad.
If he gets an Aghanim Scepter, he can break the Bloodseeker.
Oh really? Purge. Do
Yeah.
they stack?
I can, yeah.
They just
So no,
you
what
move at
happens
one?
is one purge. When you have one purge on him, and then you throw a second purge, that the first purge pops, and then the second purge takes its place.
Oh really?
So it's actually a source of like you being able to get instant damage on that hero by throwing on a second purge. Huh?
Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The break actually disables Thirst, so he could break the
10
Bloodseeker.
seconds
What is
remaining.
Cinderin looking at when he's talking?
The distance.
5 seconds
just-
remaining.
He's piecing together the strategy in his mind. He's thinking about how I'm better at Dota than him. because
Wow.
of my MMR.
He's an anti-mage picker, man. You can say stuff like that. I'm not.
Prepare
Just to be
for
clear, Cinderen's so
battle.
much smarter about Dota than I am. And he's probably better at the game than I am. No one think that's real. No one think that isn't a joke.
What's wrong with you, Cap? That guy's played at 3 TIs. 4 T. Wait, did he play TI last year?
No.
No, 3 TIs. Okay, he's All right, so we're getting into the game right now. EG versus Empire, final game of the day. It's been a long one, folks. Empire kind of disappointing to me. The results are sort of average, and I don't expect that out of this team, right?
I mean, it depends on whether or not you take the previous performances of Empire at a TI.
No, there's
As a
30
sign.
seconds
I
to
don't.
battle.
I don't take that.
I did not take that, and
Look what happened. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Maybe it's a nerves thing.
Still, though, I mean, Empire looked good in the first 15 minutes of that game one. And they've got a draft. I actually really kind of like their draft. I feel like it's it's forced evil geniuses into something.
EG gonna fight this? They have so many bad level 1 heroes.
I was about to say, they're dealing with an Undying. Attempted Fisher block to
The
prevent
battle
these heroes from being able to get to the
begins.
bounty room, but that's not going to happen. I think they just kind of assumed that the aggression was going to come out from Empire in the top lane.
Yeah, and this is
So
actually,
they would just naturally go for the one hero pickoff at bottom.
This is gonna be hard for Sumail because he has to run all the way. Oh no, he's gonna run into Aloha Dance too, who's just gonna right click him. And if he's forced to use a remnant here, it's not even gonna hit. They're just gonna right click him, and they're zoning him out of this.
Resolution is actually joining them. They
What's
really want to
going
fight
on?
this one. Oh, this is really weird, but Sumail's actually kind of stuck inside the pit. They managed to get the sleep onto Fear. They're just going to right-click down Sumail, and they get the first blood. Aloha Dance turns around, goes for the decay. Last couple of right-clicks
he's
on
just fighting.
Fear. Yeah. Aloha Dance, he's going to try and go into the Roshan pit to deny himself, but those poison will actually finish him off. Farther down, always want to fly, chased away by PPD. What an awkward engagement. Silence now coming down. He's going to try and catch PPD as well. They have a sleep. Always want to fly. He'll get in range eventually. He's much faster, or 5 min boot speed faster than PPD.
This is such an awkward engagement. They might actually just kill PPD though by the virtue of right clicks and
Yeah, PPD
doing so.
doesn't have mana for a Fisher, so as long as they kind of stay in range of him, he's going to go for the deny on the neutrals. Slight strike array, and the right clicks. They get a secondary kill now. That was weird. That was very weird. But that was just because they chose to go for that kind of aggressive pick-off play at bottom.
Is this a support Silent? And a carry Bloodseeker being played by Yoki though, and an offlane Aloha Dance? Everything is just messing with my head.
Yeah, they've got 5 stacks of Shadow Poison on the Bloodseeker. They got to be really careful with this positioning. They're still trying to go on AUI. There goes the Poison. Almost pops Yoki in the background there. In fact, Fear blinks forward and will be able to get a couple more right
Poor man
clicks.
shield.
Yoki, poor man shield once. Yeah, he's got it. He's good. Silent. He went down. AUI is still alive. All right. So we have a very weird situation here where Silent, he's still going to be playing a core Lina, it seems.
Is he though? I mean,
I don't know.
okay, so Yoki's going to the jungle. A lot of things. Okay, and AUI just suicides to Roshan. That's the Lamprecat strategy. I've used all my mana. I've got enough money for everything. Suicide.
So they're going very greedy, essentially. Like, jungling Bloodseeker is a greedy 4. They've got an off lane Undying faced up against Universe. Pretty favorable for the Undying.
Have you played that matchup before? I don't actually know.
I have played that matchup. You have to use cogs a lot to burn through the Undying. Because you're a strength hero versus strength hero matchup. Like, naturally, Decay just gives you an advantage.
Yeah, this is so weird, though. I'm not used to seeing any of the setups that they currently have. They finally rotate Yoki out of that bottom lane and into top, so I'm not quite sure what the original plan was there, but it looks like PPD is heading mid, but...
Okay, so the original plan was a dual lane of Bloodseeker Undying, I think. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And then they run a Bane-Lina duo, which obviously has a lot of kill power.
Yeah, but things just kind of went
Got
wonky,
crazy.
I guess, with the first...
Yeah. That was very weird. PPD is trying to set up for a kill on Resolution right now, but he just brought his bottle in. Plus, he's got 10 Magic Wand charges. This is 2 different heroes that went for super early Magic Wands. I'm not sure if just because we had a lot of fighting early on and they were able to go back to base and finish up the Magic Wand, but Resolution as well as Silent. Like, not just the Magic Stick, the full completed Magic Wand.
I think it's fine. You're eventually going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good lead going into this matchup just because he got the first blood, I believe. So going for it is not bad at all.
No, it's just rather unique is the interesting thing.
The CS is kind of my issue right now because Sumail doesn't get slowed down by this that much because he got the kill. I think net worth, the Dragon Knight leads because of the first blood and the bounty rune that he got and Sumail was unable to, but the overall lane, Sumail's doing just fine.
Aloha Dance actually going to come in for the Tombstone. They need to be able to get in range for the Dragon Tail. They will. Now the DK and the Tombstone start stacking up. Smail actually keeps himself alive a little bit longer via his bottle. It still needs a couple more right clicks out. So a Resolution comes forward with Wreath Fire, managing to finish off the hero. And AUI can't actually contest any further. If anything, Resolution's going to go for the kill because he has another Dragon Tail with Aloha Dance coming in. Double kill for Resolution. And Empire striking back hard here in game number 2.
And all of a sudden, Resolution 6 and he's
Oh my goodness.
almost taking a tower. This isn't even like a real... Like, something is happened where everybody just decided to play this game completely different than they typically do. Like AUI coming in there at the end, Resolution all of a sudden, despite struggling really hard in the lane when it came to CS, is very much on top of the net worth charts. And it's hard to analyze what's going on because it's just so back and forth.
So much action. Bit of harassment there from the Fisher. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Silent is playing. Yeah, Fear is a Queen of Pain versus a Bane Lina combination. Like, this is incredibly dangerous. The Shadow Demon can't even do that much because you Bane sleep, you set it for the Light Strike Array. What happens if you fake out the Light Strike Array and he accidentally disrupts? Then you're actually just setting up the Lina again for a Light Striker. Oh, hook shot, actually catching Aloha Dance. That's not the hero. A two-man decay with the Tombstone over the top. Universe desperately trying to get away from this one. Aloha Dance should be fine. The Tombstone starts chasing away all of these heroes.
There's 4 EG heroes mid right now.
4 heroes mid, and they couldn't actually win the fight.
Yeah, that's the power of Aloha Dance, playing that Undying. Just getting multiple stacks of decay and just securing that Resolution has a good start, who's been untouched most of this game. And Sumail is struggling right now. He does have 32 CS, but those 2 deaths are really setting him far behind. And Resolution is 3-0 already, and this is not the type of player that you want to give this confidence boost to.
Still waiting for the pickoff here in bottom lane. It's got to come soon. Silent has his level 6 coming in. Because again, I'm just with like AUI staying very far back, and I'm sure that like the first attempt they go for the sleep and the Light Strike Array, like the disruption will successfully dodge. But eventually there's like Empire gonna learn. There's gonna be that mind game.
Fear has to be careful up top. The Bloodseeker, because he's been left alone, he has 44 CS, and he was in the off lane. He's doing so well right now. Fear is not doing nearly as well. He's quite far behind when it comes to levels and farm. I don't even know if PPD can defend him here. He does if he misblinks, and this is going to mean that because PPD has to be at top in case the Bloodseeker goes there, because if PPD shows himself mid, I think that he just runs a Fear at top, right? And then they manage to get the kill. He's actually going to go for it, but Fear smartly brings himself a TP and doesn't overcommit for anything. He did that thing you were talking about too.
Mm-hmm. The blink way, instant move. Yoki is going to be caught here by Universe. Good rotation out from EG. They gave up the middle tower, but they got the deny on it, and they also managed to kill the Bloodseeker, slowing down his very important farm.
Still has a pretty absurd amount of farm, though, and now the time has passed where EG can safely kill the Dragon Knight. He's got 1,000 gold. If he wants to, he could one creep away from being able to pick up his Ogre Club, and that would make him virtually unstoppable. And it looks like...
what about Shadowblade here for this game?
That's what I was thinking. Just because of how early he would get it,
yeah.
It would create so much discomfort for EG.
And it's incredibly strong versus the like intelligence cores, these very mobile heroes who are dependent on their blinks.
Yes, I completely agree with that assessment, actually. I think that it would do a lot of work, but I don't know if he will do it. It's not the safest option.
It's a little bit risky.
Bottom tower is under attack.
What about do you like the Glimmer Cape build? Glimmer Cape, break it apart, then go for the Shadowblade.
I think it's okay, but I just like the Shadowblade first if you're going to do that.
Oh.
It does make you incredibly tanky, though. And it's a bit
And it does
weird.
give you the invis factor a lot earlier.
Yeah, but I mean...
Speaking of invis factor, Universe is coming in with a smoke. Actually been slept up. No one's going to try and force that, though. At least I don't think so. PPD and AUI position very defensively.
Resolution's coming in with an invis rune, though, and EG, I think they know that this is coming because they had a ward, but AUI has to be really careful.
They've got Elder Dragon form. Even if he's like right in front of that tier 1 tower, Resolution could just pop the Dragon form for the long-range stun.
Oh, PPD thought that he was going to go around?
Yeah, PPD gets caught, and good disruption save, but he's still PPD in a bad position. As we were talking about earlier, the disruption almost sets up the Light Strike Array in a lot of situations. Universe is thinking about a hook shot there earlier, but it's just too much. Can't fight into the Undying, and another tower will end up falling. AUI gonna go for the deny, not a chance.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Empire are actually getting really farmed as a result of all these pushes. They've done good in the laning phase. They pretty much dominate the top 3 net worths. And it's not even very close, actually. If you
Yeah, the Storm Spirit, he's got like second in CS, but he's still so far behind, even Lina.
If Empire decide to continue to push for this too, EG is going to be hard pressed to fend them off because they just don't have the levels right now.
Yoki moves over. He's going to have his Hand of Midas soon with the amount of farm that they're picking up. Samael, second regeneration rune for him. Getting rather lucky in that regard.
Hand of Midas and 100 gold.
Radiant's top tower is under
He
attack.
should be able to snowball heavily over the clockwork. This is not the Samael that we've seen the last 3 or 4 games where he just had such a great start in the laning phase. That first blood and then the subsequent kills really seem to have just messed with his internal timings.
Fear's trying to make a recovery at the top lane. What's he going for? Oh, it's actually just a magic one he's completing. It's not even a real item. Empire gonna go for the top lane push, it looks like now. Resolution's got another Elder Dragon form in 15 seconds. They seem to be very clean on their timings here. First Dragon form, taking the tier 1 middle, then bottom, then top. Very clear rinse and repeat.
All week long, we've actually seen the smoke into try to pick off the safe laner and then go for the push.
Yep.
But Empire is so comfortable with their lead, they don't even have to know what the net worth chart looks like to know that they're in the lead, right? And so they're going to feel incredibly comfortable with this. And a Blink Dagger.
I love this. I mean, the Shadow Blade is an interesting choice, but this Blink Dagger, I think, gives him so many more opportunities early. PPD, yep, the Blink Dagger comes in, stops PPD from being able to TP away. Quick pick off there. Resolution's popped his ultimate, and they start heading up to the top lane.
This is punishing. This means that nobody can be out of position for EG because he can pretty much throw the stun out and then they can one-tap. And this is so much more reliable than the Shadow Blade too. Like this initiation, you can't really misjudge the range. You have to stay so far back if you're EG.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Evil Geniuses, all they can really do AE-wise, push out that bottom lane. I really question, though, again, if he was that greedy 4 position, you would say, okay, it's a trade-off, blah, 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 but how much is the Shadow even really going to give you? He does have the maxed out Shadow Poison, so that it conceivably can be a very big factor, especially with the increase to 5 stacks of Shadow Poison being possible. It's just very unlikely.
Yeah, it's more that it just kind of feels underwhelming to give that amount of farm and that amount of space.
Hey man, smoke, but they run into low hot dance immediately. They will be able to get the Light Strike array and try and blow up Universe. They didn't actually get off the Tombstone, and Universe TPing out. Oh god, he almost made it out, but the last right click is there from Silent in time. Now Fear comes forward with his double damage. Silent, he does have a TP. AUI has the disruption as well. PPD's coming in with a Fissure. TP out from the Bloodseeker. That gets out. I think they'll just be so happy if only the Bloodseeker escapes. That's fine.
Silent might even get out of this.
Sleep wakes him up, and there goes the Sonic Wave. Now a long jump over from Samael. Always want to fly, though. Is far enough ahead. He will be fine.
EG are going to be really dissatisfied with only getting...
the fact that level 11 Bloodseeker escaped was a huge loss of experience for EG.
Empire get away relatively unscathed. They did lose the Undying, but they got the Clockwork in return, and the fact that they committed so heavily for that many heroes at that top lane makes this... Obviously, it's good for them because they kill Alina, but it does mean that Resolution just continues to farm during that time. Resolution's got an Ogre Club on top of that Blink Dagger, an absurd amount of farm. And I didn't even realize it, but you're right. Yoki's actually level 11 right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at the level difference between the two. AUI's dead. Deader than a doornail. Resolution, yet another Elder Dragon form. They can't really take tier 2 in middle, but maybe they can get a couple shots off.
Yeah, they don't have to all-in commit for pushes or anything like that, because even when it comes to the late game, because Yoki decided to go for this Midas so early, and it's paid off so many times, it's just... He's picking up such a level advantage over everybody on EG. And nobody from EG can really go for the split push because of this Blink Dagger pickup by Resolution. It's just too dangerous to get opened up on.
So the tower will be brought down.
Dire's structures
It's dropping below half HP here, and the rest of Empire are backing up Resolution. So even as Evil Geniuses start mounting response, Dragon Form's going to run out soon. I'm sure Empire are going to back up.
I think they can still hit this a few more times and maybe even commit for this because they're still probably going to feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, Universe goes for Silent. Resolution actually tried to blink inside but doesn't quite make it. Fuel Scepter from Silent keeps him alive a little bit longer. They do also have the defensive sleep. Nice light strike array as he dies. He will be able to get the stun on a Universe, which ensures the kill. PPD actually got off his Echo Slam, but immediately Fiend's gripped up here. Blinked forward to try and get more kills, but he just ends up going down as well. Nobody really drops in. Resolution's now caught Sumail. Sumail, though, has enough mana to be able to get away. In fact, if anything, they even think about turning onto Resolution. He actually has 4 stacks of Shadow Poison. Bye-bye. Fear comes back in. Empire, being too aggressive, go from not losing anybody really for that fight to dropping 3 more hero kills. All they lost was initially the Lina.
That looks so good initially for them. And the weird thing is that PPD just kind of walked in, waltzed right in, hit a huge Echo Slam on all of them.
And that still didn't make a difference. Like, Empire still could have won the fight and walked away at that point.
Yeah, and I think that they were trying to overcommit a little bit too hard, but if you're taking a look at the net worth, even that doesn't impact it too much.
No.
The Storm Spirit, who you expect to be ahead of the Lina, has just barely caught up to her. Even with the buyback from Fear, it doesn't make a big enough difference where it matters. I guess that it was a really good buyback, though. They got most of the heroes. The experience angle alone probably made that worth it. But still, I mean, EG just not being able to mount a full defense. And Empire have plenty of items that they can go that would completely shift this game. Like, once Resolution gets a BKB, what can they really do on their supports? The same thing, I guess, exists of Yoki, who has 2.1k gold and managed to make it out of there without losing his life. And so things are going to be a little bit brutal for them once these things start to add up.
Ace Drune and a 2-man smoke. They've got the Fiend's Grip coming up in 4 seconds as well, so they find the right heroes. Quick blink away thanks to this ward right here. Laning phase ward is placed by Empire at the same time. There's an SMY for our Bloodseeker. The start of his mid-game builds is BKB his next item.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to get a BKB. That last fight demonstrated that, because you don't want the Clockwork to just lock you in and get his Blade Mail off. That's what the great thing about Blade Mail is that it forces you to get the BKB sooner than you would like.
Tower is under attack.
Resolution. He's level 11 Dragon Knight. Level 2 Dragon form will start doing its work on these tier 2 towers. Evil Geniuses will make a trade-off, though. They'll take the tier 1 bottom at least. Obviously, it's not an even trade, but it's the only thing the EG can get when they're behind like this.
Yeah, you're perfectly okay with this. When you're behind, any sort of trade, such as this, is okay, but everybody from... They're not even going to get a trade out of this.
Yoku Universe? He actually missed his hook shot.
Tower has been denied.
Missed that.
He's actually just going to run a Universe, but unable to find anything.
Resolution still has that haste rune. He's going to run down PPD here. Aloha Dance has a tombstone as well if they want to drop that one and force the fight right outside of the enemy base. Resolution kind of trapped here. Oh dear, that was completely stuck. Fisher. There goes the tombstone, able to block out some of those trees and probably keeps Evil Geniuses at bay.
And Resolution actually gets most of the abilities used on him. They know that almost all the ultimates are down now. Maybe they go look for a fight. The Sonic Wave is actually a pretty significant one for EG to be able to fight. It's their main reliable AoE nuke. Yes, you can kind of rely on PPD, but how many times is Empire going to actually just let him walk into the middle of 4 of them like that again after it happens the first time? So now without the Sonic Wave, I actually don't think it's possible for EG to look for a fight. They don't have a Blade Mail on their Clockwork. There's not a whole lot they can do to stop Yoki, much less the Dragon Knight. So I think they actually give this up. And PPD has to be careful because he has no idea that Resolution has this Blink Dagger, or this Invis.
Oh, Jesus, he just dove in deep, but they have the long-range capabilities, I guess, to be able to kill PPD, so that was actually quite well played. And now that tier 2 tower's taken out, Resolution will rapidly rotate to defend mid, and a couple other heroes perhaps to defend top. And sure enough, 2 TPs. They're good. Fear, what's he doing here?
That was so scary. PPD was in his base, and they just kind of murdered him, and his teammates are like, oh, that's life. You gotta move on, man.
You're on the wrong side of the tracks, friend. There is no help to save you here. Aloha Dance, he's getting Glimmer Cape.
It's a really good item against EG's lineup.
Yeah, super early. Why do you think he's going for that over the mech?
Because just the amount of magic damage that EG have, if he can cast it on the Bloodseeker, who's not going for a BKB off the bat, who went for the SNY instead. You can keep him alive. And all right, we talked about Ags, and I said it was unlikely, but AUI is getting the Ags faster than Fear is. Like, what kind of world do I live in where AUI just keeps doing this?
Yeah. So, Ags, the break mechanic that's going to be able to be applied to both the Dragonite, eliminated Dragon Blood, as well as the Bloodseeker with his Thirst. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid counters.
Resolution has a BKB, so he should still be really tanky, and Sumail might be the hero.
Long jump over to the left-hand side. He actually wants Yoku. Sumail will have enough to be able to TP out.
Fear's TPing out too. They're just all getting out of here. This is so awkward, but Sumail has his Bloodstone now. So whatever fights they take, if they can take any sort of advantage, Bloodstone is the snowball item of snowball items.
They're pinging Aloha Dance, but if they really want to kill him, they need counter vision and the stuns. Fear just kind of jumps him, pushes him back. PPD's hiding out. Not going to be able to do anything here, but he is hiding.
It's only level 7. I think he's just trying to stay off the
Radiant's
map
middle
and boring
tower
this in
is
your
under
base.
attack.
At the same time, if they overcommit for this bottom push, he can just visual their next creep wave, and they can force the defense from there on. But I think Empire's next move is probably go for the Roshan.
Especially with all the control they have. I mean, both the Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers are down at middle and bottom. That just completely takes away the dire side advantage over Roche, essentially.
AUI's done a good job of keeping up in this game.
Oh my god.
Did he? Did he Echo
He
Slam
walked
creeps?
out, Echo Slammed the wave.
That's probably not even bad, in all honesty.
Just to quickly like cut the wave without being caught.
What are the odds that he actually...
Thing is, Empire didn't really care too much about that. They weren't trying to go for a push at bottom.
I think EG are gonna want to defend this, but they're too far, and Sumail's going for it right now!
Jesus, the attempted grab! No! They're not able to get it already. Sumail is done for. Universe goals as well. They don't even manage to drop the Aegis on Yoki.
That was so close, though.
That was, if they had actually had just slightly better timing with the jump and the hook shot.
That was just half a second, maybe even. Silent was smart too. He threw out the stun, like as Roshan was dying, to guarantee that.
Yeah, that was great.
Empire knows.
Oh, long jump on Aloha Dance. They get the kill. He just presumed Glimmer Cape is good enough, but that burst damage.
He doesn't have a
lightning.
level of Flesh Golem.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
It's not necessarily normal, but I think it's perfectly acceptable. I mean, you won maxed out Decay. There's no question about that. Same goes with Tombstone, and ever since the change-up of Soul Rip, where it's no longer 5, 10, 15, 20 units, 20 units just is kind of absurd. So it's like, a lot of times you're just like, why do I really need Soul Rip level 4? Like, level 2 is usually good enough.
When are you ever going to see that many zombies stacked up?
Yeah, exactly. Like, when are you ever going to see, like, just that many units in general, right? It's like, has to be multiple creep waves clashing in together in general.
Okay, that makes sense.
But since that change up, now it's only 16 units. And also, as you level it up, the damage/heal gets better. So even if you still do not get that many units, it's still more powerful to level it up.
Okay, I figured at least one value point would be okay, though.
Yeah.
The damage amp, it's just so good.
No, I definitely agree. Maybe he thinks that he's just not going to be able to, because it's all about the distance, right?
Yeah, he's probably just standing in the back.
So he just feels like he's not going to be able to get in range of the heroes that are really important. Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain.
I like that Sumail still went for that, though. It makes him unique as a player. He played for the win there, rather than the slow loss.
Yeah, let's go for the him and Universe going for the jump. PPD. Oh, he's going to be run down by a crazy dragon. Dragon tailed up, burst down, can't even get off the Fisher. Good golling this moment.
You think Empire go for the push now? I guess they don't have to wait for anything, really. They've got the Aegis, they've got a Hyperstone up on their Dragon Knight. He's got a BKB, a Blink Dagger. He's had those for quite some time. Yoki has a BKB of his own and he's level 16. I guess you could wait for the Aghanims on Silent if you really wanted to, but even then, that's not a requirement.
Yeah, I totally agree with them pushing uphill.
Dyer's middle
I mean, as time
tower
goes
is
on,
under
it just
attack.
opens just more
Dyer's structures
more
are
opportunities for
fortified.
EG to get like
Here comes the
pickoffs or
Ags.
something.
The Ags, Shadow Demon, Demonic Purge.
Yep, Resolution. Actually going to be jumps here. They throw everything they have to be able to pop in the Glimmer Cape. Not even the Soul Rip was there in time.
That damage was insane by the Demonic Purge.
So now he's got the 3 different charges, Demonic Purge. He's able to do 900 damage with his ultimate alone to one hero. Plus breaking,
Yeah.
slowing them down an absurd amount. It's pretty good.
Really good against the Bloodseeker too. If you can just slow him down in these fights when he pops his BKB. I mean, EG are definitely still in this. They blew up Resolution really quickly. I think Resolution just way overestimated the amount of tankiness that he had and this type of support that he could get. There's no real follow-up from Empire. It's really slow. Like, you've got a Bloodseeker who can rupture, yeah, but he's not just going to blindly chase up there, even with the Aegis and the BKB. And you've got a Lina who doesn't have an Aghanim or a BKB quite yet. Like, he has the Ags, but no BKB, so he definitely doesn't want to overextend, and that's the easiest way to lose this game. And EG, they just did that really smart.
It's funny because we had that play just last game. Oh, Resolution going to be jumped once again.
On again.
He's moving forward. He actually has the Echo Slam, but the Glimmer Cape is there. Resolution is fine. He now actually blinks forward, try and go for Sumail, knowing that he's completely out of mana. He's going to try and take advantage of this one. AEY is coming in. Can they get a Fiend's Grip or something? Anything, AEY. That's going to be their catch instead. They would have much preferred to get the Sumail Storm Spirit, but they'll just have to content themselves with the rather farmed AEY 2000.
That was so smart by Sumail to just go for
Radiant's
that mini
middle
roll after
tower
the
is
stick
under
and then
attack.
TP because he realizes that there's enough distance between him and the other heroes. AUI, self-sacrifice as usual, completely okay with that trade. Just gotta keep Sumail alive as long as you can to keep this game going. Give yourself as many options as you can to come back in Universe and always want to play. You're gonna run past each other, but
This is awkward silence. This is why it was okay with them pushing in, because EG are just, they're finding openings. I mean,
Radiant's
EG,
bottom tower is
they're a
under
team of
attack.
winners. Even in a situation where they're massively behind like this, they still know how to find openings. Fiend's Grip was already used on Sumail. Seems like they just did not have enough hold time. Empire just playing very scattered right now, and EG are just these very pointed strikes at Empire that are able to find openings.
I think they got a little bit too tentative after that mid-tower push when they lost Resolution immediately.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, we can't really do anything, but their cores are actually incredibly soft. And this is just going to mean another kill.
Dance goes down as well. This is kind of crazy. They've now got Storm Spirit, who has a Bloodstone and soon-to-be Lincolns.
The lead is dipping. The experience lead is going all the way down from 5k. The gold is well within reach for EG. 10k is not that unfathomable for them to return. And I mean, Empire looked like they had every advantage in the world. That Roche fight was disastrous for Sumail and Universe, who both got picked off, and they were by their base. And still, I mean, Empire still not able to close this out. And they're starting to get picked apart a little bit, and that's kind of the issue with Lina as a one position. You're putting so much gold into a hero that has 1300 HP and 5 armor.
No matter how much net worth you have, it could just be instantly wiped away.
They're going to go for it now, though. They're going to consolidate their power, and I think they're kind of tired of it. And maybe they're even a little bit antsy and saying, we don't want to continue to be in this position, but...
I feel like they really should go for a Smoke King.
Yeah, maybe. I think they're kind of a little bit scattered right now. They don't really understand how they aren't winning this game harder.
They almost have that Assault Cuirass. Like, it's so close.
You probably should wait for the level 16 on the Dragon Knight and the AC, especially if you're this close. Like, they're only... Is it the recipe off? No, it's actually just the plate mail off. They're really close to it.
Under attack.
I can't help but feeling like I still would have preferred the mech on Aloha Dance.
Yeah,
Especially
I'm
against the
starting to
pure
think so.
damage of the Sonic Wave.
It's really not doing very much, the Glimmer Cape.
Yeah.
He used it on Resolution in that mid push, and it actually had no
Is
impact.
under attack.
So if whether or not Resolution wants to pop his ultimate here, he's so close to 60.
They've got Solar
Dire's
Crest on the
bottom
Bloodseeker, so
tower
they
is
can
under
really
attack.
amp up Resolution a
Radiant's
lot.
top tower is under
He actually
attack.
blinks forward, Jesus. Hook shot, they're going to try and take advantage of the fact that Resolution may be pushed too far forward. He's going to pop his BKB, and Universe, his life is sacked. Meanwhile, the Fiend's grip on a PPD, Yoki almost able to finish him off. Now starts backing himself up, letting PPD go. Meanwhile, the Laguna Blade actually pops Sphere immediately. Always want to fly. Nice Soul Rip to actually heal him up. Now the Brain Tap almost brings him back to full HP. Samael still has a little bit of mana to work with. Always want to fly, trying to chase him down, but a good Solar Crest actually keeps him alive. Now Samael gets hit by the Dragon Tail. Empire get hit by the Sonic Wave. PPD misses out on that Echo Slam. Was just a little bit too late for that one. Always want to fly. Sleeping up PPD. Universe starts moving forward. Doesn't have a hook shot for another 15 seconds. Well, maybe he can still find this kill. Doesn't look like the rest of the team's backing themselves up. Lena's been maybe caught. TP out. Okay, he's good. Empire, I would say, very clean fight for them.
That was so close for them losing that fight, but I think they overcommitted for the Dragon Knight, thinking they could have a repeat performance of what happened mid, but this time around he gets his BKB off. Universe immediately overcommitted and died for that, but he had to. And then the important thing for once is that Silent was there dealing damage. In the previous fights, he was way too far back or he just wasn't in position to deal any damage, but this time just immediately kills Sphere using that ultimate, and you gotta respect the Lina still.
They forced a lot of buybacks there. That was the Queen of Pain as well as the Clockwork, both buying back.
They didn't get anything out of it either.
No. That Lincoln's is coming in for Samael, so he's going to be able to jump really aggressively into Empire.
He won't have buyback though if he decides to go for this, and Empire's going to hit a really good timing where their Dragon Knight has a DD rune, his BKB is back up, he's got the level 3 Elder Dragon form. I think this is their
They really
kind of
want
cue.
Roche, yeah.
You wait for it? I think you do. There's no-
Yeah, I mean, they know it's got to be so close to coming up.
Oh no, I always want to fly, just pop in there.
Just peek your head. You know it's within the next minute. 100%.
Okay, I think they just
But-
want to time it with the DD rune. I think they think
I
it's
can
more
see
important. EG know this push is coming though. They scouted out the Roshan using the rocket. They should be in position for this.
They're going for the double evasion. See that?
Yeah.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
So
attack.
they've got both a Talisman as well as Solar Crest on Bloodseeker. Jumping on his side, they're going to try and pop him first. Jamail actually goes for Resolution, who immediately pops his BKB in response to that aggression, and nothing really happens there. Sonic Wave goes out, but now the heals start coming in. PPD, Echo Slam now lands out of Silent, but he's still not enough to finish off any of these heroes. Silent's still ready to go with his Laguna Blade, as Jamail and Fear both start running themselves away. The racks are exposed,
Radiant's
and
top
Empire will
tower
just
is under
content
attack.
themselves with these
Dire's
buildings.
bottom barracks have fallen.
And that seems to be it. Empire, one laner racks up, start moving over to the middle lane. I mean, that was a lot blown. They have another Sonic Wave in 10 seconds, 30 seconds till the clock works back up.
The tower's so low, and they know that Sumail's just purchased his Lincoln Sphere, so he can't
Jump
have
in from
buyback.
Samael. He's got the Lincoln, so he's okay for the time being. Another good Sonic Wave actually hitting on 3. Silent. Missed the Light Strike Array. Aloha Dance pull back. There goes the Laguna Blade, plus the Dragon Tail on top. Samael actually does go down. Trying to get out. Aloha Dance heals himself up, turns around with a decay, but finally does die. The gem stuck on the ground, but nobody actually wants to try and recover that one. It'll be given away to Evil Geniuses, but still they got Samael, and they got the melee racks in middle lane on top of that.
Yeah, being able to take the melee Rex, I mean, 2 sets of Rex gone. The range one is alive, but that's the lesser of the two. You don't really care if you take that because you'll get it in the next push anyways. EG, they're in a position right now where they couldn't afford to lose the mid racks on top of that. Like, if they could have somehow repelled Empire and maybe held on and Sumail doesn't die there, the comeback potential is still alive. But this just means if they mess up one time, the game is over. Like, Fear has bought out, Sumail won't have buyback. Whatever the next fight they decide to take will probably determine the game. I think they want to just go for a YOLO smoke, hope that it goes well, and if it doesn't, then that's the game. But don't just sit in your base and let what just happened happen.
And don't let Empire determine the tempo of this game any further. Gotta go out. Go out on your terms. Butterfly is now complete for the Bloodseeker. So you've got the 30% evasion from Solar Crest, 35% from Butterfly. EG. There's that smoke. Sumail reveals himself. A couple of pings go out. They know that was a smoke. They're going to jump in now for Universe on an illusion. Oh dear, in the background, Fear actually trying to go on Aloha Dance, and that's not enough. Big life strike right there, actually able to pop AUI immediately. Now going for Universe as well. The damage, not quite there until Go to Blade finishes him off. Now the Yule Scepter onto Sumail to get the light strike array. Dragon Tail once again. Sumail, ball lightning away. He gets some distance. We'll be able to get out. PPD throws out an ankle slam, but it's over. EG call it, and Empire finally get a win, a big one against EG to even out this series 1-1, kind of keeping their hopes alive.
It wasn't the prettiest, but Empire got the job done.
They do.
This was a lead where they finally kind of secured stuff. It wasn't a blown one. They played solid with 1 or 2 hiccups. So I think this is going to do a good job of bolstering their confidence. And EG, I mean, I think they've won the game 1 a lot of the times and then faltered in game 2. And